What's up everybody, Bassmath here, bringing another Modern Warfare 2 Warzone 2 video. Today we are talking about how you can win more of your gunfights in Warzone 2. As always, please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Also, let me know in the comments if you want more videos like this. I have many more examples and tips to give. When people talk about losing their gunfights, a lot of the time I hear them reference one of the same things. It's usually, oh, I don't have the right weapon leveled, oh, my aim isn't good enough, or oh, my movement isn't good enough. When there are many more factors going into gunfights that you can use to your advantage to win. Let's take our first example right here. Notice how I don't start shooting right away. That is called trigger discipline. Sometimes when you're engaging an enemy, a lot of the time, if they don't notice you, like I know right here, there are a couple ways I can notice that they don't notice me yet. First of all, they're not reacting when I peek. Like when I peek and see them, they're not really looking exactly in my direction, and then they don't really react and snap over to me as if they notice me. So either they're doing a really good job of playing it cool and like trying to get me to do something stupid and push up, or they don't see me, which is more likely. Also, they are hot micing and saying, one of the guys is saying, where are they? I can't see them. So that also helps. But in the scenario where they're not using proximity chat, then you can usually tell based on how they're reacting to you if you're peeking them and they're not reacting to you. So now that I know that they don't see me, I want to put myself in an advantageous position because you can't really tell right here, but they have me outgunned. One of their guys is purple plates. I have blue plates. I have 8 shots with no reserve in this, and then I have like a 2 attachment SMG that I picked up somewhere. So I'm really not in the best spot to be taking a 1v2 right now, but that is going to change very shortly, as you'll see. So I don't like that earlier angle that I took, so that's why I waited for them to move away so I could get into a better position without them seeing me. The reason why I was moving up over that hill and then I backed off a little bit when they kind of jumped out of this window here, they were moving around down here, is because I didn't want to take the fight on the same level. Like, I didn't want a fair fight. So I'm going to wait until I have a better advantage to take the fight, which I do right here. I start shooting, take a couple plates off that guy, and they're jumping off because that maybe wouldn't be the best possible scenario for me to start the fight, but it got to the point where, okay, they're going to leave. Either I'm going to just, not engage in the situation and move on, or I'm going to fight. So here I decide to fight because it seems like these guys are a little bit clueless and they're a little bit scattered. So maybe even though I don't have my loadout right, even though I don't have the right weapons, I can probably make something happen here if I play correctly. So when I jump around this corner, I notice this guy moving around back here. So I start to maybe come around here. But as you'll see, I'll come up here, which is what I should have been focusing on in the first place right there. And that guy doesn't see me again and jumps off. So I'm going to down one in the air, but that doesn't give me enough time to focus on the second one, and I don't have enough. I wouldn't have even had enough ammo in my SMG to finish that other guy off. But as you'll see, he lands out there, and my buddy finishes the kill. And as you'll see now, I notice a sniper on the ground. I'm starting to get shot. I have an SMG and I think like 2 shots left in the marksman rifle that I have as my secondary, like the gray marksman rifle. So I decide, I see this guy shooting me, okay? He either has a high recoil gun and he's missing a lot of shots, or his aim's just not really good right now. So I decide, instead of falling off that fight, because there's not a lot of cover here anyway, so it'd be kind of hard to get into cover. So instead of trying to get into cover, I see the sniper on the ground, and this is kind of using situational awareness, right? This is using your environment to your advantage, using your situation to your advantage. So I pick up the sniper and I'm able to finish up the team wipe like this. So now let's get into what is basically a 1v3 team wipe. That kill is kind of irrelevant, but as you'll see, the zone is about to close and we need to get into zone, but this is about to get pretty intense. As you'll see, I notice my teammate is about to start fighting on the minimap. If you'll see, my teammate starts fighting a guy back where I came from, so I decide to go back and maybe help support, right? Be a good teammate. So I start running back here, trying to get a line of sight. My teammate ends up cleaning him up anyway. So now, as soon as I come back, I have 3 guys staring at me from this angle behind the building here. And so now you might look at the situation and be like, well, you're screwed, right? Well, not necessarily, as you'll see as I follow the situation, but right now I have a few options, options. I could go back left and regroup with my team, but again, the zone is closing. I would give up this forward position that I've got. Both my teammates are looking back at this. Is probably another team right here. So going back would basically allow these guys to move up into zone and basically sandwich us between this team in the car here, and they would probably end up moving up about right here and sandwiching us in the gas. So I can't really afford to give up this position. And then again, you could say, oh, I could go right here and take cover behind the bus, and that would be a better angle than the one I'm taking right now. But I am not 100% sure. I'm moving pretty slow. I have have this ground loot RPK with 1 attachment. I don't really want to risk moving all the way over to this bus because, again, there are 3 people, not 1, 3 people holding the same angle, and if they all start shooting me at the same time, I could still go down very easily before I reach that bus. So my only option is to start taking this fight, which might look like a pretty severe disadvantage at first, but notice how I'm going to play it to give myself the best possible advantage, because this is a disadvantageous situation. But as you'll see how I play it, I turn it into an advantage. So I know that these 3 guys, based on the way they're holding this angle right now, are extremely confident they're going to kill me. They are not holding the angle tight at all. None of them are behind cover. They're like, it's a 3v1. We are going to just all ego chow and mow this guy down. So what I do is I start spraying, but notice how I don't full focus on one. As soon as I get the down, I don't let go of the trigger. I'm right on the next person. And as I'm shooting, I'm moving in and out behind this cover to get them to miss a couple shots. Maybe think like, oh, we've done this much damage. Maybe he's plating up, rechalling, waiting for his team. But I just continue to lay fire down because I'm taking advantage of their mindset, of them thinking, oh, we have 3 people on this angle compared to 1 person on this angle. We're just going to keep challenging until he goes down. But that is where I can exploit and just keep holding down the trigger, because I know in their minds they think they have such an advantage that they'll just keep ego challenging me on that angle, and I can just hold down the trigger. So if you notice there, I got 2 downs and almost cracked the 3rd guy. So what I decided to do here is I'm going to push up. I want to try to finish a couple downs here, so I throw that grenade, but I should have thrown it a little higher. It ends up hitting the little excavator shovel here, and it actually bounces and lands right there. So I probably would have gotten a couple of eliminations, and this team up would have been a little cleaner. But I come around the corner, looks like they're already back up, because remember, people walk around with like 8 or 9 selfs on their body in this game. So I come around, but I know, again, when I come around this corner, I'm ready for this, because in my mind, okay, they selfed, I did damage to the other guy, he probably maybe just finished armoring up, they maybe just got up, they're also going to be armoring up. Yes, I'm going to be challenging 3 people at once, but I'm taking advantage of their confusion, and again, their mindset, their confidence of being like, oh, there's 3 of us and 1 of him, there's no way he challenges this, right? But again, I do, and I take advantage of their confusion. 2 of them weren't even looking at me originally, and I'm able to get the team wipe, and that is that. So for our last clip here, I want to talk about something that I feel like doesn't get brought up a lot, which is the anxiety of the final zones. And I think this will be rehashed for a lot of people. At least it was for me. I remember in Warzone 1, it got to the point where I got enough wins to where I was really comfortable at pretty much all times in the game. But this, I think, was like my 2nd or 3rd win. So my nerves are getting to me here. And I feel like a lot of players do deal with this when you get into the final zones, the top 10, top 20 positions. Your nerves kind of get to you, and you can make some pretty horrendous mistakes, and you'll see me make a pretty horrendous mistake here, and then you'll see the enemy make a pretty horrendous mistake, because on both sides are feeling this pressure. And this is not exactly a completely reliable way to win, obviously, but this is just something to keep in mind and pay attention to when you're in these top 10, top 20, even top 30 positions, is a lot of the players you're going to be fighting are going to be super, super anxious. They're going to be feeling a lot of pressure, and it'll make them behave, play differently, or even, as you'll see, make mistakes they wouldn't otherwise make. So as you'll see, we take this center position here, me and my teammate, and he even pinged him, right? I'm just so like tunnel vision right now. I like to call this tunnel vision. I'm so tunnel vision that, see, I check it too. I look over, I check, I see the guy, his laser's on me, glowing, and then I look back. I didn't even see him. In my mind, it didn't even register. So this is a reminder to you and myself, right? When you're in these top 10, top 20 positions, stay focused, stay aware, stay calm, stay relaxed. A lot of times I find breathing exercises actually really help in these situations and keep me focused and, you know, paying attention. But as you can see, I use my teammate here in a very good way. I literally use my teammate as cover, and he covers me as I'm able to put a plate in and move up to this position. And then you'll see 2 teams left, 2v2, right? My teammate was able to take care of this guy. We know the other team is fighting over here because we were fighting them earlier. So we see the zone pull, right? And we're like, okay, we're not in a good position. We're going to have to armor up here and take this fight. But they actually end up pushing. And again, the nerves definitely got to him there because he didn't notice my head peeking over. And notice how I didn't react immediately. I didn't like stand up and try to start shooting because I could tell, again, from the earlier clip, I noticed that he didn't notice me. So I have time to both armor and get ready for this fight. As you'll see, I was in the gas, so my health is kind of low too. If my armor cracks, I'm not going to have full health to fall back on. So I actually wait for him to go back around the corner, as he didn't notice us. He probably thought we were in the gas, making a gas play. And I go back, I jump immediately up on the barrier. I shouldn't have jumped up on the barrier. I should have just stayed down and peeked up. I get the second teammate here, and then I get the final teammate as I take that top angle. I probably should have stayed up top and not jumped down in front of his gun like this. I just didn't know if he had seen me go up there. So I take this off angle to finish up the job here and get the win. But this is basically a reminder that in the final zone, it plays a little differently. In your top 10, top 20 positions, it plays a little differently. And to keep calm, keep relaxed, and keep your wits about you, stay attentive, stay focused. And I hope you guys will see me in the next one.